Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Man United star told it's over after continued inconsistent performances. Manchester United defender Matthijs de Ligt is struggling with his performances for the Netherlands team. The defender who joined the Red Devils from Bayern Munich this summer is being heavily criticized for his performances during the international break. His mistake against Germany allowed them to score against the Dutch team, and the defender was taken off at halftime by manager Ronald Koeman. He was replaced by Brighton defender Jean-Paul Van Hecke, who partnered Virgil van Dijk for the rest of the match. Not only did the Man United defender made a mistake against Germany, but he was also disappointing in their last match against Bosnia. His positioning against Bosnia allowed the attacker to stay onside and score against the Netherlands. Former Netherlands stars Pierre van Hooijdonk and Rafael van der Vaart did not hold back while discussing the performances of the centre-back. Van Hooijdonk said the following: "This is terrible for De Ligt. It's logical that it's his international career over. We all think he is a great player, but how often has this happened in the Dutch national team? It has to stop at some point, especially when you have competitors who are of a high level." The 25-year-old defender has struggled to make an impact for the national team, and with his performances not getting better, it's a huge cause of concern for the Dutch manager, for his country as well as his club. The defender has been signed by Man United to solve their defensive issues by manager Erik Tanha. Will not be too pleased with his performances for his country. De Ligt started Man United 3-0 defeat against Liverpool earlier this month, and the fans at Old Trafford will be concerned about his start to life in the Premier League. The club has shown faith in the defender and his leadership qualities at the back, which is so far missing for the Red Devils. Lisandro Martinez is a certain starter for the Red Devils, and if De Ligt's poor form continues, he could be replaced in the starting lineup by Lenny Yoro or Harry Maguire. Man United striker Rasmus Hojlund's crucial fitness update after hamstring injury. Manchester United have been without the striker Rasmus Hojlund since the preseason. The Red Devils signed attacker Joshua Zirkzee in the summer, and he has been leading the attack in the absence of Hojlund. The Danish striker got injured in the preseason match against Arsenal, the same match in which defender Lenny Yoro suffered an injury. The striker was expected to return after the international break, but the Red Devils are now looking to carefully manage his fitness. According to ESPN, the Premier League giants are not in any rush to bring the striker back to the starting lineup. They want to carefully manage his fitness regime and avoid last season's injury troubles. The Red Devils have been unlucky with injuries in the last two seasons, with a number of crucial first team members missing action because of fitness issues. The likes of Tyrell Malacia, Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, Kobe Maino, Victor Lindelof, and many other players have faced injury problems at the club in the recent past. Erik Ten Hag and his team have decided that they will use Hojlund sparingly in the next coming weeks, with the manager also having another option of Zirkzee now. Ex-Man United star has claimed when Erik Ten Hag could be sacked. Manchester United have started the new season in disappointing form. The Red Devils have suffered two defeats in their first three Premier League games of the season. The win against Fulham on the opening day of the season was followed by defeats against Brighton and Liverpool, putting pressure once again on Man United manager Erik Ten Hag. The Dutchman faced an uncertain future at the club this summer when the Red Devils indulged in talks with other managers. However, they decided to keep him at the club, but question marks have been raised once again about his tactical acumen and his ability to improve the team. Former Man United striker Luis Saha has claimed that the manager could be sacked if they lose against Southampton at the weekend. He said the following: I think so. Against Liverpool, the issue was the performance rather than just the result. So Eric's under pressure because the team isn't playing well. There were no signs during the game that things were going to be fixed on Saturday. If Southampton are able to dominate against Manchester United in the same way that Liverpool dominated last week, then the situation would be unattainable for Erik Tanha. The club have backed Tanha in the transfer window this summer, and they have spent heavily. The manager does not have long left now to make an impression at Old Trafford and improve the standards at the club. The Red Devils finished eighth in the Premier League last season, and another season without Champions League football might be the end of the manager at the club. Considering how Liverpool are performing under a new manager, Arne Slot, who only joined the club 2 months ago and has not been supported by the club with the new signings, it's a huge cause of concern for the Man United faithful and the manager. The Premier League giants will be hoping to get back to winning ways against Southampton at the weekend, but if they fail to beat the newly promoted team, more questions will be asked about Ten Hag. Man United transfer target wants Premier League move, future likely to be resolved soon. Former Juventus midfielder Adrien Rabiot is still without a club, but French football expert Jonathan Johnson has provided some insight into when his situation could finally be resolved. While it's still not clear where Rabiot will end up, Johnson seems confident the France international's future will be resolved soon, following Le Bleu manager Didier Deschamps hitting out at the situation recently. He said the following: Adrien Rabiot's future still hasn't been resolved as he remains a free agent since leaving Juventus at the end of last season, and Didier Deschamps notably called the situation embarrassing as he spoke about Rabiot's absence from the latest France squad. Obviously, it's also a bit of a fragile moment for the French national team, with Deschamps under a bit of pressure after failing to play as well as many would have hoped at Euro 2024. While it's also been a bit of a slow start to the Nations League, Deschamps is clearly not too happy with Rabiot's situation and the fact that he is still without a club despite all the slings we've seen. I think the Manchester United links were always with Rabiot being seen as an alternative to Manuel Ugarte, but at the same time, he is always going to be the kind of player that top clubs are looking at, a free agent who can come in and give them a big boost in positions that are problematic for them, whether it's because of an injury or if they are generally a bit light in midfield. So I think there is still some hope that there can be a resolution to Rabiot's future in the coming weeks. But even if he were to join a new club tomorrow, he would still be some way off the level of fitness of his teammates because they have been back training for at least a month or so now with their respective clubs. It will be interesting to see how this pans out, as Rabiot has turned down some lucrative offers, but it's clear he has quite a strong preference to remain at the very top level in Europe, while he is also tempted by the Premier League, where he feels there is an unfinished business from his brief spell with Manchester City as a youngster. Bundesliga stars set sights on a Premier League move. Arsenal and Man United have asked about transfer. Arsenal and Manchester United may have been handed a potentially significant boost after showing an interest in Xavi Simons in the summer transfer window just gone. The Netherlands international ended up leaving Paris Saint-Germain for a second loan spell at RB Leipzig after impressing in the Bundesliga last season, but sources told Caught Offside at the time that both Arsenal and Man United also asked about the player. Simmons may not have moved to England on that occasion, but there are now fresh reports about his future that will surely put senior figures at the Emirates Stadium, Old Trafford, and indeed other top clubs on alert. According to Todo Vigaches, Simmons has made up his mind about wanting to leave PSG permanently next summer, and he is keen to play in the Premier League next. The 21-year-old has shown immense potential in his relatively short career so far, and it would be exciting to see him moving to the Premier League ahead of what should be his peak years. A lot can change between now and the end of the season, so it's probably too early to know for sure if Simmons will end up following through with his desire to move to England, while his parent club PSG will also surely have a big say over his future. Arsenal, however, will surely be a tempting destination for a talent like this, with Mikel Arteta building a hugely promising side that looks closer to winning major trophies than they have done for a long time. With Thomas Partey and Jorginho both in the final year of their contracts, there could be room for Simmons to come in, with Declan Rice perhaps moving back from a number 8 role into a more defensive role in midfield. United, meanwhile, are not the force they once were, but remain a big name who could surely do well to bring in someone like Simmons as a long term replacement for aging playmaker Christian Eriksen. I will be uploading daily Man United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.